Hey guys, back here again, this time with the big new release of the pop star and R&B star Ariana Grande with her new album, Sweetener. And Ariana, she's been around for 4 albums now, just constantly kind of putting out hit-ridden album after hit-ridden album. Her previous album, Dangerous Woman, had multiple mega hits on it, and it seems with the 3 singles she's had off of this one, Sweetener, so far, it seems this was going to be a good follow-up to it too, with a new sound and a new aesthetic that she hasn't really done before in the past, so it was really keeping it fresh. After a short vocal performance from just Ariana, it quickly transitions then into the song Blazed featuring Pharrell Williams, who you will quickly notice is everywhere across this album. I believe he's produced 6 or 7 other songs other than this one alone, as well as featuring on this one. So he really put in a lot of work and time that really made this album unique, and it really stands out here just at the start as well, with it not really sounding like anything else Ariana has done before in the past, and almost for the better it feels like, because it seems Ariana is really kind of dropping the pop aspect of a lot of her music and picking up the R&B and really seeing what she can do with it. On Blazed, however, there's a very strong bass line that is very interesting that you can definitely tell Pharrell spent a lot of time on, but it doesn't really have a very outstanding moment. Of course, Ariana's vocals are great, but I kind of expected that coming in here. With the singles and her previous work, she's definitely capable of this, and I was not shocked or surprised whatsoever. The following track, The Light Is Coming, it features Nicki Minaj, one of Ariana's close friends, and it also features another Pharrell beat. And this one is one of the most creative on the entire album. When this came out as the second single, I believe it was a promotional single, I was actually very excited, coming off of No Tears Left to Cry. This really got me more invested into what's to come on this album, because it was really something creative and new, and I hadn't really had an experience like this before in music. And Ariana comes through beautifully with her voice and some kind of more laid back, kind of close personal lyrics, and then also another nice, great bass line that Pharrell supplies, as well as this kind of sliding laser sound that just kind of comes in and out of the song. There is a part, however, like I said, Nicki Minaj is featured on the track. I really feel like her part could have gone without, like, it wasn't bad, but I didn't really think it was necessary for the track. The following track, R.E.M., really kind of masters this kind of dreamy synth sound and bell that goes along with Ariana's voice, and Ariana, over layers of her voice, kind of meld into this great sounding, just dreamy, lucid dream kind of. And I kind of feel like I listening to the song, I'm listening to, like, or watching Willy Wonka or something. It's like they're going to the chocolate factory. It's a really kind of fantasy song, and I was actually shocked at how much it sounds like what it should. The current big track at the time of recording is God Is a Woman, and this song really has a more generic instrumental. It kind of sounds kind of trappy, specifically suited for Ariana, so it doesn't sound exactly like a Migos song, but it definitely does kind of hold some more like hip-hop elements to it. And honestly, it can get a little old for me. There is a kind of a nice switch to a more light guitar on it at points, but I still don't really think it's a big song where I could listen to it over and over and over forever. It's just really Ariana's vocals are the only thing that really make it seem like this song is as popular as it is. Otherwise, it just kind of sounds like a lot of the other songs that are just out and popular today. Sweetener and Successful kind of mixed together a bit, and really the latter song is what I consider the better of the two. Sweetener is good, but the song Successful really does have a bit more uniqueness and interest, in my opinion, including this kind of some sort of string. I think it's a electric cello or something, and it makes me sound like I'm playing with a Wii again. It sounds identical to the theme music of that, which I thought was kind of funny, considering that's kind of a meme now, but at the same time I also kind of enjoyed it because it is a good sounding sound. The chorus on this track is also very infectious, even though it's very light and simple. And Pharrell, like I said, he really you can tell he put a lot of work into making this one sound very unique, where it has xylophones on it, and as well as a very, like, hard in-your-face clave on it that I really didn't see coming or expect at all, but yet it comes together and meshes so well. Breathin' is a track that is kind of reminiscent of Dangerous Woman, and and I don't mean that in a bad way either. It definitely has its purpose being on the album, as it is a very worthy song to be here, and with a very similar kind of opening and lead into the chorus. And the chorus has a very kind of bland, repetitive part where Ariana just says breathing over and over, but it still has a lot of power to it, and you can really feel it as it kind of builds up from the start of the song. No Tears Left to Cry, like I said earlier, was the lead single on the album, and it's really what drew me into like wondering what she was going to do next, because this song did have a unique feel. Even though it is another one of the bit more poppy songs, it did have a unique feel that I didn't really think Ariana had really shown before, and I guess correctly, because really this isn't really anything Ariana has really done before. But this song, it was switching from kind of a dreamy ballad quick over to a dance anthem, so just like that, all consistently throughout the song. And during the chorus, there's this beautiful underwater bell that kind of eerily matches. It goes perfectly with Ariana's voice, and this song I actually think is probably Ariana's best vocal performance on the entire album. Just going from those extremely long, heavy notes straight into the short staccato of it. It really does come together to be something I didn't think Ariana was really capable of, but I guess she is. Borderline, featuring Missy Elliott, has a very synthy beat to it that is actually kind of reminiscent of a more abrasive version of Stains by Brockhampton. The Missy Elliott's verse is good, it isn't bad at all, but I don't really felt it put enough oomph into the song to really make it that interesting, with only really the big draw for me to the song is really that kind of fuzzy synth that kind of goes in and out of the track the entire time. Goodnight and Go is another song that is a bit more poppy than the rest. Although it doesn't fit into Dangerous Woman as well as Breathin', it's more of a unique standalone for the more pop genre on the album. But it kind of has it almost drops in it. The instrumental during the chorus gets very, very close to an EDM kind of instrumental, along with Ariana just repeating something every so often. It's kind of like they took a lot of EDM elements and just kind of fused it into it that I thought were very interesting and very original. But although in the end it really isn't that original from a lot of EDM that is out there, but it did make for a good, unique pop song in particular. The closing track, then, Get Well Soon, is a very vocal ballad by Ariana. Although it didn't really hook with me. There wasn't a lot there that kept me interested. I mean, her voice is great, but that's why I feel like a lot of the other stuff in her music, like Pharrell helping out, does kind of make it that much better. However, the end of the song, though, it has an additional 40 seconds of silence, so the song comes out to 5 minutes and 22 seconds, otherwise known as the date of the Manchester bombing at Ariana's concert back in 2017, I believe, and that is obviously in honor of that, and that's how the album ends out. Ariana definitely arrives and delivers vocally, with some beautiful parts here and there throughout the album, and some more relaxed, kind of laid-back parts that I enjoyed as well. But lyrically, it's kind of a one-dimensional song, really only singing about her sex life and her life in general and how great it is, which I thought was a bit generic and bland. The instrumentals on this album, though, are really what I felt made this kind of something new and refreshing as well, with Pharrell, Max Martin, and Ilya, I believe his name is. All three of them played a big part into a ton of different songs on the album that really made them sound unique and fresh and new. And not to discredit Ariana, like I said, she does have beautiful vocals, but all of these aspects together really to come together to make a very solid, unique experience. However, the album does taper off a little bit towards the end, with like songs like Pete Davidson, Borderline, Better Off, and Get Well Soon not really being as refreshing and new. Although there are aspects I do like the fuzzy synth that I talked about with Borderline. But overall, these songs just kind of sunk below the radar for me and really didn't stand out like a lot of the other ones did. With all that said, I think in the end I'm going to give this album an 8. So what did you guys think of the album and the review here? If you guys haven't listened to the album, you probably should. And you should also like and subscribe and comment what you thought of the album as well. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.